Hello and welcome to another beginner's piano lesson here at LearnPianoLive.com. This is a beginner's lesson, so the assumption is you know nothing about piano. You don't know the letters, you don't know how to read music, you don't know any chords. If that's you, you're in the right place. We're starting at the very basics. So really the keys to this lesson is to ask a whole lot of questions. This is you and me, so you got to ask whatever questions you have so that I, as your teacher, can help you out and know what you need. Now, if you are an absolute beginner, you might want to check out the Absolute Beginners Lesson Pack in the video store, because that'll kind of walk you through some of the very basics that most beginning piano students have. It's free. Just go check it out in the video store. And there's a couple other things too that I want to talk to you about before this countdown clock hits 0. All right, first and most important, ask a lot of questions. The way that you're going to do that is there's a couple different ways. You can jump in the chat room and talk with the other students who are logged in at the same time. I'll be watching the chat room too. You can ask your questions there. Or if it's a question that's just for me, a question about the lesson, especially if you know it's one that's going to fit best at the question and answer time at the end, then you can just put your name and your question in the box below this video, click submit, and then I will get that. Now, if you're already in the archives, if you're watching this not live, but you're watching this in the archives, then make sure at the end of the lesson you click on the survey button. You don't have to fill out the entire survey. If you want to, I mean, I'd love your feedback, but really the best part of that is that you can put your question in there, and then when you click submit, then I will get all of your questions. I'll make sure that you get them answered, whether you're in the archives or you're live. Right next to this video, there should be a PDF button and an MP3 button. Now, you don't really need those till after the lesson because I'm going to be showing you on screen the PDF and showing you how to use it. And I'll play the MP3 during the lesson too, so you know at the end of the lesson how you're going to use that. Some people, though, like to print out the PDF ahead of time, so as I'm making notes on my version, they can make the same notes on their version, but it works either way. All right, this is perhaps the most important part. You need to leave the lesson when you feel like you're sufficiently challenged. So, I'm teaching these lessons, 12 to 15 lessons a month. Normally in traditional lessons, you're getting like a lesson every other week or so. So this is just way too much for you to take in. So, the goal is for you to get some little nugget of something that you can really practice on, really work on. Once you feel like you have that, then you really don't need anything else from me. Go practice. That's where this stuff is really gonna happen. You're not going to get through this lesson and be able to play something really well. You're going to get through this lesson and have the information that you need to practice more effectively. That's really the goal here. So don't feel bad about taking off early. If you feel like halfway through the lesson you got as much as you can take in at that time, then go practice that thing, and then come back whenever you've got that thing down, or you're bored with it, or you just want to check out the next topic. Don't forget also that you've got the archives too. So if you want to see one little thing, just repeat it over and over and over. Just give me, hopefully within 24 hours after the lesson, this thing will be up in the archive, so you can just go back and watch it over and over and over and over and just get that little segment down. All right, today we're doing everybody's favorite topic. Out of the 8 sectors of musicianship, the one that everybody always likes the most is application. That's where you finally actually get to play a song. So if you've been here for the last couple weeks, you'll notice a lot of the same concepts popping up today, because we're going to take those concepts, we're going to apply them to a very specific song. If you haven't been here, don't worry about it. I'll show you how to play all of our little concepts. So hopefully at the end of today's lesson, you'll have all the tools to practice an actual real song that you can play for your friends and impress them. Let's go. Welcome back, everybody. All right, let's jump into this song. First, I got 2 things I want to tell you about, and then we're going to get into this thing. One is that for all of you gearheads who've been talking about resolution and stuff, then we are upping the resolution for the broadcast, hopefully in the next 2 weeks or so. So all the equipment is in. We've tested it all out. We should be able to send that stream out in a higher resolution. If none of those words made sense, that's fine. It doesn't have anything to do with piano. And then the second thing is some of you have recommended that we just do the kids songs for the beginner's lesson, for the adult lessons. More than one person has recommended that. Great idea, except that the kids broadcasts are oftentimes very, very kid-ish songs. We're doing a bunch of music right now from Trolls, which has got some really decent music that stands on its own. But then like we're doing some Moana songs and stuff from Disney movies and stuff. So I don't think we get a lot of buy-in from the adults on that. Part of, like, the teacher part of me says it doesn't really matter what song you're playing, as long as you're working on something that you can't do yet, then you're making progress. So I totally understand that argument, but for some people, they want to put effort into something that they're going to be actually wanting to play in the end. So I don't think that we're going to do that, but we will try to overlap them wherever possible. If you're in the adult program, though, and you also want to be in the kids program, then let me know. We could probably, for an extra $5, just have you be in both those programs at once. We've had some kids transfer to the adult program, and going the other direction costs us a little bit more money to put on the kids program. But anyway, if that's interesting to you, then cool. If not, then good news. We're moving on. So here's our song this week.
Find a lover, so the bar is where I go. Me and my friends at the table doing shots, tripping fast, and then we talk slow. Come over and start up a conversation with just me, and trust me, I'll give it a chance. Now take my hand, stop, and the man on the jukebox, and then we start to dance. And now I'm singing like, girl, you know I want your love. Your love was handmade for somebody like me. Come on now, follow my lead. I may be crazy, don't mind me. Say, boy, let's not talk too much. Grab on my waist and put that body on me. Come on now, follow my lead. Come on now, follow my lead. I'm in love with the shape of you. We push and pull like a magnet do. Although my heart is falling too. I'm in love with your body. Last night you were in my room, and now my bedsheets smell like you. Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with your body. I'm in love with your body. I'm in love with your body.
It's going to go like that for the rest of the for almost 4 minutes of music that this is. It's just the same 4 chords over and over, so that's really good news. But let's jump into how we can play some of these chords. So the first chord that you're going to need is a C sharp minor. That's going to happen for 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to play a C sharp minor. It's like that, but I will show you all of those notes again. But what you need to know is it's from there to there, which is 4 beats exactly. So that's going to be over here. That's the same thing as this D flat minor. C sharp and D flat are the same thing. So C sharp minor right here is going to be this note, which this says is D flat, which is true, I guess. It's also a C sharp. It's more importantly the note that is the bottom of a group of 2 black notes. So this group of 2 black notes right here is the one that's on the left of that. So it's that note right there. And then this note right here, it's calling this F flat. It's also known as an E. So you'd play both of those and an A flat, which is the middle note in a group of 3 black notes. That one right there. So you have D flat, and F flat, and A flat, or if you want to think of it as C sharp, and E, and G sharp, or if you want to not think of it at all and just play the shape, that's perfectly fine too. But that's the idea. Now you can play it either there, or you can play it down here, or if we zoom out, you could play it like up here, or up here, or up here. But it's those same 3 notes no matter where you decide to play it. Now, in general, your left hand is going to want to play the bottom note, the root of it, the name of the chord. So in this case, a C sharp or D flat. Same note, exactly. That one, or that one, or that one. These are all C sharps and D flats. And then, so while your right hand is playing that chord right there, your left hand is just going to play the root of the chord. And you can play it with whatever rhythm you want. But those are the notes that you want right there. Like I said, it's going to be 4 beats. They are fast beats, though. I believe on the top of this it says, yes, it does. Our tempo is 194 beats per minute, which is 194 beats per minute. That's way faster than 60 beats per minute, which would be 1 beat per second. So if you're counting like 1, 2, 3, 4, that's going to be way too slow because that's right around like the 60 to 80 beat per minute speed. So it's going to have to be like almost 3 times as fast as that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 of those is going to be that C sharp, and then 4 of them is going to be the F sharp minor, which on the next page, it will show you, let's go back to here. On the next page, it would show you that it's going to be an F sharp, and an A, and a C sharp, also known as a G flat, and a B double flat, and a D flat. But anyway, those notes right there, the bottom on a group of 3, the top middle white note in a group of 3, and then the bottom of a group of 2. Now, when I play it like that, but I know you can't see any of the notes I'm playing there, so that's why I kind of spread out my fingers here so you can see what's going on. That's terrible technique, and to have horrible bad habits for you in the future if you play it like that. But probably pinky on top, thumb on the bottom, and then something in the middle. In this case, middle finger seems to be the most convenient one. Sometimes it'll be the pointer finger that's going to be the most convenient one. But anyway, that's an F sharp, and so that would be for 2 beats as well. So what we'd have so far is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to take some practice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can practice it slower until you're able to get up to 194. You can use a metronome for that. Metronome would be something like, it's just, there's free apps all over the place, no matter what kind of device you're using. And if you just like type in metronome to Google Chrome, then it'll give you a metronome, like one of Google's little mini apps. But like this right here is 196. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's what a metronome is going to sound like, something like that, some type of clicking machine. Just you put in the number and it clicks for you. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the A is going to be an A and C sharp and E, or the top middle of the white note in a group of 3 black notes, and then the bottom of a group of 2 black notes, and the note that's just to the right of a group of 2 black notes. Those are the ones. The shapes are going to be way more important at this point than the actual letter names. Eventually you're going to need to know the letter names, but I think that will kind of happen naturally as you have to reference them. But that's the chord that you want as the third shape. That's the first one. That's the second one. That's the third one. And then the last one's going to be a B right here, which is a B, or the top white note in a group of 3 black notes, the top of a group of 2 black notes, and the bottom of a group of 3 black notes. There you go. And your left hand in this case would play the B, the one single note there. So let me take that down for you. So that would be that. That would be okay. That would be okay. That would be okay. These are all B's in the left hand. As well as with any of these, you could put this wherever you wanted that one. They're all going to be the same. And so that pretty much makes up what I was playing there at the beginning. So we have, I'll just call them out for right now. It's going to be C sharp, F sharp, A, B, C sharp, F sharp, A, B, C sharp minor, F sharp minor, A, B, 2, 3, 4, F sharp minor, A, B, C sharp minor, F sharp minor, A, B. So that's the 4 chords that you're going to need, and that is the majority of the work that needs to be done here. It's really fast chord switching. That's it. You got 4 chords there. Now, fortunately, a lot of these chords have shown up in the other songs that we've done recently. So if you've been with us for a few months and you've tried a few of these, then you've already played probably the C sharp minor, and you've also played the A before. I remember we've had a B or an F sharp minor recently. I think we have. But anyway, all these chords, there's only really 24 like main chords that will ever get used, and then there's like alterations to them. Occasionally you'll take some chord and you like take one of the notes up or down a little bit, but there's pretty much just 24 chords, so you can't do too many songs before you start seeing chords overlapping. Hey, I've played that one before, that was like this, it was from that one song, and pretty soon here the chords will be like associated with a song. So if this is the first song that you ever learn, Shape of You, the next time you hit like a C sharp minor, you're like, oh yeah, that's that Shape of You chord, and you'll be the only person who thinks of it that way because you learned that chord on that song. But anyway, that's all the chords that are listed there for you, and they're all in your nice picture format there, so you can hopefully see in the groups of 2 and 3 black notes where all of those notes are supposed to go. And then you just practice those shapes, and it'd be great to practice them in different octaves too. So once this feels... that might be in, 3 weeks before that starts to feel super comfortable. Trying that in different octaves. So playing, first here, and then instead of going to there, going to that one. And then go to that one maybe, and then instead of going to that one, go to that one maybe. I'm just making stuff up randomly here. It doesn't really matter which octave you pick, but just trying to switch up the octaves that you're playing your right hand in as well as your left hand. So if you can reach an octave in your left hand, then that is super cool, awesome. Then you could play like C sharps. You'd have 2 C sharp options, or playing them both together, or. These are all different ways to, combine the left hand with this. And none of them are any more right than the others, but... These are all things that hopefully eventually will make sense and you'll be able to do. Again, maybe way down the road, because right now we're just stuck on playing each chord and getting to the next one on time. That takes a lot of effort, So that's all of that. And then here is, in case this is your first lesson, what we usually do is I tell you all of the set of notes that would be the correct ones. These are the notes that are going to be used in this song right here. So this is, I would consider this a 1, and let me zoom in here for you so we can get back to that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, just like your chart says. We got 2 black notes, 2 white notes, 2 black notes, and then we're back to the 1 again. That is the same note as that one. This is called the key of E because we have placed 1 on E and used the pattern that goes with the key of E, which is just a pattern you would have to know. Eventually you will, and there are only 12 of these patterns. So if you get down this one, you're 1/12 of the way to every major key that we will ever play from here until forever on all the million songs you would possibly want to play in your life. So this is the key of E, and then from there we just use our ear to hopefully pick out some of the first notes. So YouTube has this cool slowing down feature. This melody is not in your track, so you'd have to use the original to get the melody. But let me show you this at normal speed. We have to wait till one of these words comes in.
The club isn't the best.
All right, so club isn't. So now we got to find that. Don't worry about the for right now. We're just gonna try to find club because it seemed to be like the first note that was really prominent. First note that I could definitely tell what note he was singing. Da. So now we're gonna guess these notes over here, notes from the key of E, and one of them is going to sound like da, club. So does this one sound club? Hey, that does. Cool. I picked the first note of the scale and it sounded like that. So that's this one right here. Club. That's a 1. The next one.
Best place to find the club isn't the best place.
So if I slow that down a little bit, maybe we'd end up with something like, and this is all stuff you can do right on YouTube, so you don't need any extra anythings from me. This is just all tools that are already out there.
The club isn't the best place.
So that all sounds like the same note. Ba 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 bum. So I'm going to say club isn't the best place, right there. So club. Now I can test that out by playing along with him and seeing if that 1 actually carries through.
The club isn't the best place to find the lovers, so the bar is where I go.
Ooh, where I go, where I go. So where I go is different. Where I go, where I go, where I go. That's the note that we're looking for. I'm just picking, again, notes from that E major scale to tell me where I'm supposed to guess, and I keep guessing notes until I find one that sounds like it's what I'm singing. So where I go, this is the first time we have a not one. Club isn't the best place to find a lover, so the bar is where I go. Now we're going to take that back and play along with it to see if that actually was it.
A club isn't the best place to find the lovers, so the bar is where I go.
Not bad.
Me and my friends at...
So with all of these, you're going to want to try to pick whatever note it is that you think you can sing, and in general, you're going to want to just do one word, not try to do entire phrases unless it stays on the same note. If you think it stays on the same note, then go ahead and do as many of those notes all in a row. But otherwise, one, like a phrase like this one that we're listening to now.
Me and my friends at...
Like that's got all kinds of changes up and down in it. So you're not going to want to try to do that whole phrase. You just want to get one of those. Me, 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 me. All right, me. All right. Me and me and me and me and just take it like that, just one note at a time. Don't try to do an entire phrase unless that phrase all stays on the same exact note. And then tomorrow I'll put in some of these these numbers for you, and in case you want to come back and just cheat and just download the PDF, you don't have to watch the lesson, and then you'll know if you got those numbers right or not. There's 2 pages of that junk right there. Most of it's for this song, it's a lot of the same note all the way through. So if it seems like you're doing the same number over and over and over, you're probably on the right track. And then this is just not very helpful, but I give it to you every week. It's usually helpful, but not this week because since it's just 4 chords, this puts the chords on top of the words. This is stolen from ultimateguitar.com. So these are just those 4 chords with all of the lyrics all lined up somewhat as to where the chord would go and how it would line up with the words. In case you already know how the song goes, if you're really familiar with the song, and you can kind of sing along, then this will tell you exactly when to play those chords. But the truth is, if you just go 4 beats per chord, you'll always land on the right one. You don't have to know any of the lyrics at all. I don't know the song myself. Like, I couldn't sing all the way through it. I couldn't even sing a line of it, but I could play all the chords for it because it's just 4 beats per chord. So as long as I play a chord for 4 beats, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I can stay perfectly lined up with the song just because I know that's how it's supposed to go. So I believe that is the whole kit and the caboodle. So next week, like I said, we're going to be checking out some of the theory behind this. We'll talk a little bit. It'll probably be a shorter lesson because there's not a lot of theory since there's just almost one note all the way through and the same 4 chords repeated over and over. There's not a lot happening here, but I will answer your questions about it or anything else. So I think that's everything you need. 2 pages of lead sheets, 2 pages of writing in the melody. You've got all of your chords listed there for you, and you've got a play along track that will also guide you through the exact same chords at the exact same pace. It sounds like this. And in case you're thinking, hey, that's a terrible version of that song, why would I use that instead of just listening to the YouTube version myself? That I would say to that, I don't know. You should definitely use the YouTube version instead of this. I just can't hand out the original song for copyright reasons. So anyway, go to YouTube, I guess, and listen to the song, see if you can play along with it, and send me your questions. If you're in the archives, then let me know what questions you have, and we will get to all of that. I'll answer whatever questions you have, and move on to another topic next week. You know I love you. Until next time, good luck and have fun.